morning, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Waking Up with Soop and Sugah, coming to you back after about a month hiatus.
A month vacation.
About a month vacation. Guys, I am your host, Soopkichen, and with me today, the loyal, the faithful, the other co-host, DJ Gao. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? I'm so good.
Oh, he's so excited. And unfortunately,
I can dance.
Unfortunately, Sugah could not be here with us today, and a little bit more about that later. But let me introduce someone who, I mean, has captivated my heart just as much. Life on Saturn. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning. Absolutely great.
That's fantastic.
Talk about ring around the collar.
So, ring around the collar. So let's. So, life on Saturn here. Let's get into him here. He's a friend that recently met. He's actually friends with Kyle there, Gao's son. And we got to meet. We got to become bigger friends. And Dom just does so much, and he's so well versed in so many different aspects and subjects that I thought he would be a great fit, especially after some of the conversations that we've personally had. You know, I thought he would be a great fit for the show. Went ahead and asked him if he wanted to do it, and he agreed to try this episode out and see what's up.
Yeah, absolutely. This is gonna be awesome.
But Dom, this was a question we ask everyone who comes on here: is how'd you get into Destiny?
How did I get into Destiny? Well, like you said, I'm friends with Kyle, and I force him to play Battlefront 2 or Battlefront all the time because it's my favorite game, and we just made a deal that he would play it more if I got into Destiny. But now I play Destiny because I really like it. It's awesome. It's a combination of so many different things, you know.
Yeah.
It's a nerdgasm. It's a nerdgasm.
It's addicting.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, which is funny story finding Destiny 2 in this.
Yeah.
What is it? It's like a secondhand store.
Yeah, it's a secondhand shop called Grizzles.
You found this at Grizzles?
Yeah, go ahead and tell them the price tag on that fresh Destiny.
How much?
It was too good to be true. Normally, when I go to Grizzles, you can't trust discs. So, even when I saw this, I still had doubts. But we saw this disc for $12, and it's still full price at GameStop right now. I was just there the other day. We found this for $12 at Grizzles, and when I brought it up, the disc was great, and it's just it was like God wanted me to play this with you guys. I don't know. It's there's no other excuse.
So cool.
It was divine intervention. It has to be.
That is so cool.
But yeah, it was.
I'm gonna take us into strikes while we're talking.
There we go. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Get this started. So I mean, Saturn's just fantastic. He does a lot of stuff, and he's involved. He's involved.
No, it's true though, Saturn.
Yeah,
it's true because from what I've met of you, I like you too.
Yeah,
I think you got it together pretty good.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's I don't get that love from my hometown, so it's good moving to Plattsburgh and meeting your family has been pretty cool. They've been pretty helpful.
There you go. So
Kyle and Cam especially.
Cam.
We'll
Cam's jams.
We'll jam it in your mouth.
This episode is brought to you by Cam's Jams.
We'll let Dom at the end of the show. He'll drop you guys his links. We'll do plugs for Dom because Dom has got a lot of stuff that he has worked on and is working on. So we'll give you guys those plugs. But guys, as you knew, we were in Plattsburgh. We were visiting Gauzy. Unfortunately, though, we ran into a little bit of a snug situation. what was it, like the last week we were there. It's a good week. We're gonna end the week on a high note with a visit to Canada. We had like previously been in Vermont, you know, with Kyle, and you know, we'd done some great stuff, and we decided, you know, we'd never been to Canada. Let's go to Canada. So Sugar and I went to Canada. We enjoyed. We had a fantastic day in Canada. You know, we ate dinner there. We enjoyed a little. It was like this. It was like an artist carnival. They had. It was like rides designed by artists, and yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. So we spent the day there, and on our way back. So we spent like the whole day there. We got there probably like around 10:30 in the morning, and like we hit the border back to the U.S. in New York, probably around the same 10 p.m. at night. So we hit the border. We do the procedural thing, hand our passports over. But then we get asked to put our hands on the dash, and a couple of fair officers come to the vehicle. Pull us out. You know, they search us. And they put Shug in cuffs. And then they don't put me in cuffs. And they're just kind of walking us into the building, right there on the border. And you know, we not really sure what it's about. We get separated. She goes into one room. I go into another. You know, I'm with two officers. They're asking me how long have you known her? You know, how do you know her from? Where do you know her from? You know, what are you guys doing out here in New York? And what were you doing in Canada? I guess regular stuff that police might ask. And then, you know, they kind of make me sit for a while. In this room. They don't really tell me anything. And by a while, I mean like an hour. And then they finally they come out and they tell me, one officer tells me, there's a warrant out for her arrest. And that's all we can tell you. I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, that's all we know. So we were kind of shocked because it's like the first time we had been to New York. You know, on top of that, we're not criminals. but you know, I was like, you know, maybe this is a mistake. Maybe, you know, they got the wrong person, you know. So 30 more minutes go by, and then the same officer comes back and he goes, New York State is coming up here and they're going to take her away. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, they're gonna take her away, and then that's all they knew. Like, that's all we know. New York State is coming together. So that kind of blew nuts. So they did. They came. They took her. They wanted her specifically. They had nothing to do with me. So I was let go. I was in a little bit of a hassle where I could not drive my own vehicle away because I did not have a driver's license. Sugar was the one with the driver's license. She was the one driving. So I, in order for my car not to get sent to the impound where I'd have to pay to take it out, I called Gauzy. I officially needed an adult, so I called one.
I needed a father figure.
So he got his son Corey to be able to drive out. But here's the catch: I needed two drivers. I needed someone with a license to drive someone out here with a license so they can take my car. I didn't just need someone to pick me up. I needed two people so I can get my car from Border Patrol. So, you know, Corey looked for a friend of his, but his friend was absolutely tanked. And he, like, couldn't find anyone else. And then I remembered this guy I met that, like, played some music for me.
God, who was that?
And I called him at midnight, and I was like, yo, I need the biggest favor in the world. And him and his wife, Lydia, got to...
She's awesome, by the way.
They picked up Corey, and then they came up to get me. And then Corey and I came back with my car. So that night, Sugah called me and told they finally revealed the details once she was sent to jail. Once she was processed, turns out there was a warrant for her arrest for an unpaid ticket from almost 6 years ago in Illinois. So what they were going to do is they were going to hold her until Illinois decided whether they wanted to come and pick her up or not.
Follow me.
I'm telling
Get your speeder out.
And what we did, they had done was she had to go up against or up before a judge the next morning, so she would get more details on what was going to happen. But they're like, they're going to hold me to see if Illinois is going to, come pick me up or not. And I'll know more tomorrow. So, tomorrow comes, she goes to court, she gives me a call. Turns out that by law, Illinois actually had 90 days to come and pick her up. But the judge only gave Illinois 30 days. So I was like, sweet. That was like, silver lining in some of this. So, 1 week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, she's in Clinton County, so it was literally like a 10-minute drive to go visit her, which was very decent, and thank you so much to Kyle for letting me stay at his place. It's just fantastic. And then we Sugah started talking to some of the prisoners in there. And there were a lot of prisoners that were like from New Jersey, like Ohio, Florida, that were being held for these states to come and pick them up. Huh. But these states never have they ever come to pick anyone up. The last person that was picked up that was being held by the state was 3 years ago. So we're like, that's cool. Illinois probably isn't going to pay to send some cops out there to pick her up. They'll let her go. We just go back home, unpack, then go to Illinois with a lawyer and kind of figure out what this thing is all about, what fines need to be paid, what needs to be done. So...
Yep. And then Illinois said, hold my beer.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
I think Illinois found out what her online gamer tag was, and they're like, well, we gotta go get this one right now.
Yeah, it's a scam. It's a scam. PSN was working with Illinois there. First they banned the Sugah tits, and now they're coming after the Sugah mounds. So...
I get it completely. I mean, it's
we were close. It was I literally visited her Thursday, and her 30 days were up on Saturday, and we were like, yes, Illinois has not come. You'll be free in 2 days. Well, 3 days, because they don't release people on the weekends. Fuck that, right? Like they're the bank or something. They can't fucking be open on Sundays.
Right.
So she would be released on Monday. So we leave things on a good note, and come Friday night, actually, probably like maybe like 9:30, maybe, yeah, 9:30. I received a phone call from her cellmate, actually, and her cellmate was like, "Hey, Jess told me to call you." And she said, Illinois has come. They're here. They took her. So I was like, that was some heavy shit. It was like she was really close to out. Was having such a good fucking day. Had actually finished just doing the show with Saturn at a local coffee house there in Plattsburgh. Yep. We were actually getting ready to go to like an after party. And I was bumming. Like I was like, I can't even after party with you guys. So I like stayed behind. I started packing my shit up, and the next morning I hit the road. Yeah,
you did. You came over here, said, Kelsey, gotta go.
Gotta go.
Shit, man, I didn't even get a goodbye. I was watching Thor Ragnarok a second time.
A second time.
I didn't even know you were leaving.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I had to give him the old dad speech, though. You know, check your fluids. Don't drive too much.
There you go.
Pull over when you get tired. Don't overdo it. Call me, check in.
Call me, check in. I did, and I got there. And,
You did.
And I got home safe. And no problems on the road. A little bit of traffic in Chicago. Came in on a Sunday around noon, and the Bears just happened to be playing the Packers, so there was a ton of traffic. But back home, and now the deets right now are that we actually, because now that we're in Illinois, there's a lawyer. Where in New York was just holding her, so there was no point in having a lawyer for her because he wouldn't have been able to do anything. But now that we're in Illinois, we can do stuff because the charges are from Illinois. So the lawyer actually found out that the charges were brought to her by Putnam, Illinois, which is this town in South Illinois that I've never heard of. And she hasn't arrived to Putnam, Illinois yet, because Putnam, Illinois is picking up more than one prisoner on their trip. So it could be about a week or more before she actually gets to Putnam, Illinois and gets processed and is able to get visitors. So that's kind of the situation that she's in right now, the kind of situation that we're in right now. Hashtag free Sugah. just kidding. But yeah, I mean, she's going to be away for a while. I know she wants to, with all her heart, be here and be doing this and come back to normal. And I just I needed some time. I just couldn't do the show. I couldn't come on here in the morning with a positive attitude and be able to carry a show out, a good show anyway. So I decided to just put it on hold for a while, and then once I got back, it felt different. Even though Sugah's not here, and I still miss her. It's different because I'm at home. I'm around people I know. And it's not that I didn't know anyone in Plattsburgh. I mean, I'd go out with Dom, Lydia. We'd have dinners and go see movies, and Kyle and Cam would come over, and but here at home, I'm in my bed as opposed to a couch, and I can work. That was the biggest thing too. Is I didn't have my computer to be able to edit stuff and upload stuff to YouTube. Actually, as a result of that, this is episode 74. It should be episode 76, but I lost 2 episodes in the clouds along the way. Yeah. So but. It's okay. So we're gonna keep on chugging along, and if anything, I have more time now to work and really get this thing fine-tuned. So guys, that's been us. That's been what we've been up to and why we've been on hiatus. I found it'd be fair. You guys deserve to know. So, but we're gonna move along, guys, because that's what we do, and we're gonna start with the first segment of the day, of course. Which is... I'm
sorry, wait for me.
Go ahead.
Lyd called me real quick, and I was low-key trying to tell her just now that I was on a show.
Low-key, babe, doing stuff. So, guys, let's get started with our first segment of the day. Video game news. And we're going to start with the video game that we all know and love, and we all come together over. Destiny 2, to be more specific. Guys, the faction rally just ended.
Yep.
New Monarchy was the winner. I am sporting my sweet fucking sword. No, I'm not. I'm lying. So I actually wanted this. I really wanted this. I
did too.
I saw the sword. I was like, that's cool. Triple Wreck had really wanted it, and I saw on Twitter that they were kind of pushing for New Monarchy. So I was like, yo, this is cool. This might actually happen. And the previous winner had been Dead Orbit, right? And their gun was kind of meh. Like, their reward for victory was kind of meh. But that orbit has a lot of followers.
Yep.
I like went on. I told people, I was like, "Yo, please, what are you guys doing this week for factions?" They're like, "Nah, it doesn't really matter. We're probably just gonna stick to the same thing." I was like, "Yo, have you seen New Monarchy? They're gonna have a badass fucking red sword." They're like, "Say word, son." I was like, "Word," and I got people to like switch over to New Monarchy, and boom, they won. I'm not saying it was because of me. I'm just saying a lot of people wanted that sword.
I did.
Right? So it goes with my warlock. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I wanted it. It goes with the red white of my warlock. And that's all that was. That's all that was. But it was fun. I actually didn't get to do much of the faction stuff. Gauzy, how much did you do?
I did a lot.
A lot.
I was faction rallying big time.
Okay. Now I know Saturn did it unknowingly, right?
I did like 60-something%, maybe.
Okay. So you know
I get to finish it.
we added to the pot, and you know we made it happen. I like it. Guys, I know this came out a while ago, but because we haven't been able to talk about it, guys. It's the trailer for the Curse of Osiris, the new expansion that's coming out in December. Have you?
Cannot wait.
Have you gotten to see this trailer, Dom? Saturn?
Is this the Resident Evil one?
No. This is for Destiny. Oh, I thought you had seen it.
Oh, that's no. I have not seen this trailer.
Oh
no.
my goodness! All right. Well, I'm gonna toss you
talk
over
about
that link.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna toss you that link though after this. But it's cool. It shows the exiled warlock Osiris, and he's fighting the Vex. He looks really fucking cool, doesn't he? He looks like an Aztec god or something with the hawk on his head and like the feathers coming out.
I was gonna say,
right.
Yeah.
All he's missing is the Mexican woman in his arms, like fainted over.
Now this package it extends onto like the story mode.
Yes. So we're gonna get new story.
This second Destiny has got such a great story. I can't believe they haven't even like tackled this for a movie. This is so good.
Yeah, I think they're holding on to that one. But
I would watch like just the CGI movie of this stuff, you know, because the game itself is pretty much there. It's dope.
Right, it's so
I'm
close.
going for the solar charge.
And then I don't know. Have you seen any of the live action commercials that they do? Any of the ads?
For Destiny?
Yeah, for Destiny.
No, I was gonna say I did see a really cool Battlefront 2 one today.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
They do some live action ones for Destiny that you swear it could be a fucking movie. The
and
last
it's like
one,
Led Zeppelin theme music to it. It's
yeah,
great.
it's always got some badass rock music to it.
No, you know what? Now that you mention it, I do remember seeing one where these two guys were on the bikes.
Oh, there you go.
And they're like Venus, yeah.
Venus, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. I remember that.
Do you think we should knock and say hello?
So yeah, the last one that they did for Destiny 2 was actually directed by the same director that directed Skull Island.
No way.
Yeah, and he's talking about tackling Metal Gear Solid. So that's a thing.
Yeah. Skull Island is pretty cool. It was a good take on I thought.
So so Curse of Osiris looks awesome. Like you said, we're gonna get story. We're probably gonna get new strikes. Like new strikes will probably be like a no-brainer. We're gonna get new Crucible map. I hope we get more Crucible mode. Like I hope Rift comes back. I hope what's another oldie but goodie, Gauzy?
There's Rumble. There's
Rumble.
Rift.
God, how I miss Rumble. Rift was fun. Do you think Rift would work with 4 people? Do you think it would be off balance? I think it might still work.
I think it would work just fine.
So
I can't. I'm trying to think what were the other modes because there's Control, Clash, Supremacy, Rumble.
Mayhem. Remember Mayhem? You got supers
Mayhem
every
Clash.
like 30 seconds. You had a super. Oh.
Yep.
So
It was great. Mayhem Clash was great.
I really hope they bring, if not one, all of these game modes with this expansion, and not to mention private matches. Where are my private matches, bro?
Your private matches are coming.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. I need to know when. You know, I want to be able to.
It might be
1v1
with
you.
the drop of the Dawning. That's going to come out December 5th, I do believe. The Dawning.
You think it's going to be with the Dawning?
Ooh. It might be, or it'll be with Trials, or it might be with the Osiris. I keep wanting to say Trials of Osiris, but I know it's
the curse. The
curse of Osiris. Yeah. So it's going to come out with them, and we're getting a few old guns back.
Cool.
We are getting the Telesto.
I did see the Telesto, and I also saw.
And King Nagano is so excited to get his Telesto back.
Telesto.
Because his Telesto was the besto when it came to Molesto.
What?
Is that right?
Yeah,
that's what he says.
So
his Telesto is the besto at Molesto. So
I thought you were just like rambling on and making that up yourself.
No, it's a cool gun.
Steal its thunder.
It fires these projectiles, these fusion projectiles that stick onto you, hence the Molesto part. And they pop like water balloons attached to you one after another, and they do like damage, like
grenades, detachable grenades.
Yeah, like
it's
detachable
great,
grenade.
man. It's a good gun.
So if someone can zap you, if someone can zap you twice with it, and you still run away, like it's only seconds before you like start hearing the pops and you see your health go down and you die. So it was an interesting take on a fusion rifle. Most fusion rifles are like charge, shoot.
I use it all the time. Even in the Crucible, I would shoot the ground because I know they were coming after me. They were chasing me.
Or
I would shoot the ground,
shoot the doorway, and then they'd come through it, and they'd be like,
stand right in it and get killed.
It was the besto.
It was the besto.
What's another gun that's coming back? It was the last word,
possibly.
Thorn. Yes, I did hear about Thorn. Which does poison. It does poison damage over time. Do you think in this new Destiny 2 formula, do you think that they would have to nerf the Thorn? Or...
I hope they don't nerf the Telesto. I really don't.
I'm talking about the Thorn. We're talking about the Thorn. So
yeah, I'm just hoping they don't nerf anything. Just bring it back the way it was.
So you think Thorn should be year one Thorn with the full ticks on it?
Yes.
See, I agree. Just because there's so much more to this game now, and you know,
thank you.
It's time for some other guns to come and take the ring. You know, still the Mida multi-tool is one of the best guns that you can rock. You know, so
yeah.
I hope Curse of Osiris brings a little bit of change.
I do have a beef with this game though.
Tell me what your beef is, fam.
It is not giving me the hard light.
Oh.
It does not want to give me the hard light.
You know what? I'm with you.
I keep getting the same things over and over, and I'm like, are you guys keeping track of this shit? Because I'm not.
Yeah, there's your white whale, dude. That's the carrot on the stick for you. That's the reason you still play Destiny 2, because you don't have that gun.
I play Destiny 2 because I love this game.
I mean, I like this game too,
You
but
shouldn't come bleed.
But
look at that
actually
weighted kick.
There you go. That's how you do it. But
hey, come get this chest.
I play a lot of Wildlands. I hopped back into Wildlands and I've been having fun there.
You know, I was gonna load that up, but I got World War II Call of Duty.
Okay, well, that's a fine way
How's
to segue.
That is really good. I like it.
All right, cool.
I still got to get that one. It looks great.
So far, I've only done 2 of the campaign stories, and that's all I've done.
Okay, yeah.
But what a good job on! You'll see the characters that are in the game. You will see the actor in them.
Oh, okay. So the motion
it's
capture
actually
is on
Hollywood
point.
people. Yes, it is.
I like it. Cool. Well, I mean, as soon as you finish that campaign, Gazzy, we can go ahead and give it a review. I'm actually playing through Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite right now. So I'll probably give a review to that next week because I'll probably be finished with the campaign by next week.
I don't think I'll be finished with mine because I'm just so busy with this. And like when Destiny shuts down for 18 hours to do, Pardon Our Dust, I'll go in and
and
do it then.
Which is what, every other Thursday now?
Something like that.
Right? Guys, I don't know if you know this. I just found out yesterday. But PC has a glitch where if you're crouching, and it like has to do with your crouch having, whether it's toggle or holding it down for the mouse, and what you can basically do is get infinite Wardcliff coil ammo. So it's a PC glitch, and people are using it, to get through the nightfalls and shit. So, kudos to them for figuring it out. Us people on console, we're still only rocking the Wardcliff with one shot. Okay. Guys, let's move away from Destiny and let's go into Star Wars Battlefront. I know Saturn is excited. He's going to get his hands on that.
Oh yeah, that comes out today for pre-order, right?
That's right. If you got the deluxe edition, you get that bitch early. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I'm going to pick that up today.
I don't know if Kyle did it or not. Maybe you might need to remind Kyle that if he did do that it's out.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't get done till 7. So.
But yeah, so you guys are going to be enjoying that. I did not pre-order it. I'm gonna wait till it's out for a while, and I'm gonna buy it at a lower price than market value.
You're gonna come back here and go to Grizzles, are you?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. For $12. Have them ship it to me.
For real, if I see one for $12, I'll get it for you and I'll mail it to you.
So these games, Battlefront 1 had a history, dude. Like it got cheap real quick, right? And people who got like the $70 edition were kind of pissed because people were getting it, a couple months later for regular price. So that was kind of shitty. I kind of imagine the same is going to happen because already, like, this game has just come out. It's early. It just come out, and already people are complaining about how many credits it takes to unlock key characters like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. It takes 60,000 credits for you to unlock these characters. EA said that they did that on purpose. They did it on purpose so 40 hours of gameplay would have you unlock all the characters.
Damn.
But people just don't want to put that much time into unlocking their characters. They want their fun now. So I think that's the problem.
Sorry. You mean this is for Battlefront 2?
Yes, for Battlefront 2.
Already. Yeah, I noticed that, and I personally don't like that much either. I like before when you found your star cards and stuff like that.
I prefer the new way. Like, why not? Why not be able to make it so the guy who has Darth Vader is the guy who's actually been like playing this game hardcore? Like, put your time in. Think about old games. Like, you put your time in order to get a certain character. You didn't just get a character right off the bat. I can't tell you how many Resident Evil games I played more than twice in order to get all the guns or all the characters. It's
oh yeah, all the outfits. How many times you got to run through it?
Right. So yeah. It's a thing. So why not have it be a thing with Star Wars Battlefront? Maybe I have to play the campaign the second time, campaign plus, in order to get Darth Vader. Because he's one of those more iconic characters as opposed to Nien Nunb.
Holy shit!
So I didn't see a problem with it. I definitely didn't. But apparently a lot of fans did because developers started getting death threats.
Wow! Really?
Yeah. So
people do know it's just a game, right?
Apparently not, because they're over there doing some shit. So, EA has come out and said that they're going to go ahead and take a look at it, and they responded to someone who posted on Reddit, and they told them, this is the way we kind of intended for you to play it, and it was the most downvoted comment ever, on Reddit. So then they came back out and they're like, well, we're going to take a look at the system, and Battlefront is one of those games that's going to be constantly changing, so this is something that's going to change.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
they said they're gonna have like twice as many maps, and everybody, you know, they're not gonna have that season pass. So I mean, I think that's the seller right there.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
Dividing up the people.
I don't. So I don't know. People complain a lot.
They do.
Yeah, every time I played online with some of my friends, you know, they didn't have those extra maps, so they couldn't do all, you know, and it gets annoying.
It does.
Tedious.
It really does. So there you have it, guys. Go ahead. Dom will be letting us know how he likes that next week. Something.
Yeah, maybe I'll send some like footage your way, maybe.
Ooh, sweet. Something that I'm a little irked about is did you see the trailer I sent you, Gauzy, for that Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition?
Yes. Yes.
That's right, Resident Evil 7. It's finally out, Gold Edition, which means that
You're irked about it?
Oh, I'm irked.
Yeah, I am too.
You get
because
the
it's coming
base-
with stuff that we didn't get.
Yeah, you get the base game. You get DLC 1 and DLC 2, which I paid for. So I paid $60 for my game and then $30 for the DLC. That's $90. And then I was promised, we were all promised, free DLC, Not a Hero, right?
Yes.
So Not a Hero has not come yet. It is not come yet. And now the Gold Edition's coming out, and it's going to have, not only is it going to have all the DLCs that I paid $30 for, it's going to have what is it? The end of Zoe? Zoe's ending?
Yep.
It's like a whole extra campaign where Zoe gets like frozen over, and then someone who is apparently also a baker, because they were like, "Your family, I have to save you," is doing some shit with her. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And on top of that, the Redfield that we saw at the end of Resident Evil 7 turns out it is Chris Redfield. That's just what he looks like now with the new RE engine. So that kind of boo. So Chris works for Umbrella now.
Boo.
I don't understand. Another thing, so I told you, Gauzy, I told you, Lucas got away. So apparently there's a whole campaign where we have to hunt down Lucas, and he's been experimenting with shit now too. So he's made his own BOWs. And in this
I thought the trailer definitely at least looked badass, because you know Resident Evil's been getting real complicated, you know, and I don't know about that, and it looked like it was back to the basics.
Oh, definitely. It really did get back to the basics. 7 was a wonderful game. I'm just, you know, people are going to be paying $60 for the Gold Edition, and I paid $90, and I didn't get Zoe's ending. I'm actually going to have to pay for it. I'm going to have to pay for it.
I hope they fix that. They need to fix that.
They should have just given it to us free for making us wait so long for Not a Hero.
Right.
But,
so they're not making an effort to make it up to you guys at all yet.
No, not at all. No effort whatsoever. If anything, just slapping us in the face with this Gold Edition. So I don't know.
The loyal fans.
I just hope the DLC isn't. If it's like $10, $15, then thank you. But if it's like a $30 DLC, I am going to be mad pissed. Like, that brings my total to $120, where I can just go out and get this game for $60 had I waited. Everything for $60. So, I mean, I guess that's the price you pay for being first, but damn, that is a steep price. Thank you, Capcom. Thank you. You should have warned me beforehand. I would have lubed up. So it looks cool. Like I said, I'm most likely gonna get it. Like, you know, I'm gonna hate myself, but even if it is overpriced at $30, but I'm gonna get it because it was a good fucking game, and I want the whole story.
Yeah,
you know.
Kyle borrowed it from me. I haven't gotten it back yet.
Okay, so you're not playing anyway. So you know, it's a little disappointing, but at the end of the day, I'm a chump. I'm a chump with a wallet. I feed the system. Guys, let's move on here to our last bit of video game news for the day, which will be our free PSN games. It's November, which means if you're a PS Plus member,
Oh yeah.
you get 2 free games. Actually, lately, PlayStation has been giving you 3. They give you 2 regular PlayStation games, PS4 games, and they also give you a free VR game.
Yeah.
A free VR game. So that's actually really cool. Even if you don't have PlayStation VR, if you plan on getting one, I'd be downloading these free games just so you have a library of games when you do get your PlayStation VR. Like last month it was Riggs. This month the free PlayStation VR game is Until Dawn. What is it called? Rush of Blood? Like I've seen some of that footage. That game looks really good. So I added it to my library, dude. The other 2 free PlayStation games are Bound, which is a weird game. It's kind of like Abzul. It's one of those, I don't know. It's really cool, visually stunning. So I mean, if if you're an artsy type of person, I say go get this game. It's visually stunning. It's a platforming game. It's not a fighter. It's not a shooter. All your character does is platform and solve puzzles, jump and solve puzzles. But it's visually it's amazing. It looks cool. So it looks
Okay.
It's worth it just to download for free. I did. And then the other one is Worms Battleground, which is basically it's like 2 armies of worms throwing bombs at each other. It's almost like a combination.
This was an old PS1 game, wasn't it?
But this is the PS4 version, so it's got new graphics, new moves, and all that other shit. But I don't know. I definitely didn't. I wasn't that interested in it, so I didn't download it. And on top of it, the worms kind of look like little chodes. So
Yeah.
So yeah. So those are your free games, guys, for the month of November. Go ahead and download them if you have space, and if you don't, what are you doing? Go out and get yourself a fucking external hard drive to plug into your PS4 so you can be downloading these free fucking games. They're free.
Like Gal did.
You could be like Gal and be like, oh, but I don't have time to play all these games because I only play one game. Look, at some point in your life, at some point in your life, you will need another game. It is fun to have a library to pick from instead of just having to I'll go to GameStop and I'll see if I can get myself a $15 game and I'm limited to my options because I only have so much to spend. PlayStation gives you so many good free games, Metal Gear Solid was last month,
Yep.
So
That's in my library.
Phantom Pain, that's in my library. They had that Resident Evil remaster. That's in my librry.
Oh, that one's never going away. The first one, that's never going away.
They did Little Big Planet 3 for free. So, you know what? Take advantage. If you're not doing it, you're doing it wrong. Guys, let's move over. Have you ever played any of those games, Tom? Little Big Planet? Any of that?
We have Little Big Planet 3, I believe. Yeah,
Nice.
we do.
Nice. Did you like it?
Yeah, it's one of those games that's like Crash Bandicoot. I like those.
Yes. Yeah. So it's one of those that I'll play eventually. So I'm not rushing to go do it, but I'm also not.
Which also
not
reminds
never
me, you
gonna
were
do it.
talking about worms. I wish they would make a new Earthworm Jim.
Yo, Earthworm Jim was the bomb, dude. That was great.
Yeah, it was.
That side scroller game. Oh, it was a thing of beauty. So yeah, I don't know who owns the rights to that. We'd have to find out. But
I played it on Sega Genesis, though. I don't know what other systems it was on.
it was also on the Super Nintendo. I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and then on the Game Boy, it was also on the Game Boy Color. Yes, I played it on the Game Boy Color a lot. I think I still have my copy of Earthworm Jim for the Game Boy Color, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
I'm pretty sure they made comics for Earthworm Jim.
Oh, I love the cartoon. That's all I needed.
Yeah, I never saw the cartoon.
Oh, it was on Fox. It was one of those Fox Saturday morning cartoons. But
Oh, I'm down.
Speaking of cartoons and heroes,
I'm done.
yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna hop over into the last. Oh, not the last segment, but the next segment of the morning here. Cinema Madness, and we're gonna start
playing Marvel.
Yes, we're gonna start. We're gonna start with the Marvel side, guys. Thor Ragnarok. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what you've been doing. Because it is a solid fucking movie. I had the pleasure of seeing it in 3D with Saturn. So we're gonna give you our review here of Thor Ragnarok.
I believe when you left the theater, you said it Ragnarok your socks.
It did Ragnarok my socks.
Buddy.
It
Ragnarok your world.
Yes, it did. Yeah, okay. Let's. So.
No comment.
I was gonna say, I was impressed. I was impressed with the storyline. A little disappointed because a lot of that storyline was spoiled for me because I'd seen the porno version, Thor Ragnarok. So they kept it pretty true.
Wow.
Not to mention, people also didn't realize that the lyrics of the Immigrant Song kind of give away the ending of Thor as well.
So,
did you see Jack Black's beef with Chris
oh
Hemsworth
my goodness! Yes, I did. You want to talk about it? Go. You talk about that. You go ahead. What's the beef, boy?
Oh, where Jack Black is accusing of Thor Ragnarok of stealing the thunder from his movie School of Rock by using the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin, and I'm just like, if you take away that song from Thor Ragnarok, it's still a solid movie. And it's pretty sad that the Led Zeppelin scene of School of Rock is what held his movie together. I'm sorry, but I just come on, Jack Black, it's just a fucking song.
Yeah, it's a song.
No
it's pretty bad. On. Yeah, I did see that. I thought it was a little lame. Kind of like when.
Mention, like, it was a different kind of thunder anyway, in School of Rock, it was just like the kids were about to go and make an awesome show, the ending was coming, it was just, you got a way different feeling than when Thor got his Odin power. And,
fuck yeah, started rocking dudes. Yeah, fuck yeah, that was a completely different feeling. And if anything, that song fucking fits Thor more than School of Rock. Let me tell you, when you're talking about the land of ice and snow, and fucking Thor is fighting some fucking ice giants, I don't know what else to think about. I don't think about some kids getting ready to jam, dude. So, but yeah, guys.
I don't know. And Chris Hemsworth, his response was very mature and
yeah, that was cool. He's like, jam, I love that shit. Put it on my toast.
Yeah, right. Nice to see that he really, Thor Ragnarok, Thor was a lot more campier, more comfortable and jokey. It's nice to see that. That was probably just really Chris Hemsworth,
Yeah, a lot of people are like, I had complaints about that. They're like, oh, Thor was too funny. This isn't the Thor from previous movies. And my response to that was, the Thor from previous movies, he was Asgardian, and he chilled with Asgardian dudes. The Thor from Thor Ragnarok has been chilling with humans for quite some time now, so he's picked up like their tendencies, their humor, and he's kind of immersed himself into that culture that before he was real Asgardian. It's like if you were born, in Mexico and you decided to come over to America, and then you had American friends, you'd pick up some of those American customs, So that's the way I see the change that Thor had going on there for the film.
I would agree that this movie was. I could easily put it under the category of comedy. It was much funnier than most Marvel movies in general. But I think they made good choices that made up for it. Like, the scene where he lands on the planet, and the Grandmaster's planet. it looks like Jack Kirby's stuff, you know, the way Jack Kirby imagined it. It looks like it came from the comics, you know. It was pretty accurate, and not to mention, regardless of what people think of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but Thor Ragnarok killed it as far as making you feel like you're in the Marvel universe, and I'm really digging Marvel doing that lately. You know, more and more they're making you feel like no matter where the characters go, they just have the other characters from that area exactly where they need to be, you know?
Yeah, definitely. No, yes, that's exactly, you know, you're starting to see the map now a lot more clear, you know, and you're starting to see where you are in comparison to it. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm excited, and the way, the direction they're going with it is fantastic. So, I guess, let's start from the beginning. What were your expectations going into the theater? I know mine were like, yo, this looks solid. I was like, it might be like an 8 out of 10 for me going into the theater.
Yeah, no, I had low expectations, you know, like, I love most comic book movies I see, but, you know, Thor is not one of the characters I'm excited to go see. Now, I wasn't nearly as excited to go see it as I was Civil War, because, you know, the Cap movies usually kill it, and Civil War had so many characters. But after seeing like this new Thor, it's like I have a new appreciation for Thor. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, so
I liked it more than most Marvel movies I've seen.
Yeah, so they did a lot. They brought in Fire-Lord Surtur, which was cool. They brought him straight in the beginning. You know, Thor got to have an awesome fight with him. And, like, that starts your movie off.
It was such a solid storyline, you know, when they used him at the end, you know, like
right.
It was meant to have. Like, you from the beginning to the end, you're like, oh, you know, him destroying Asgard, that he's Asgard's reckoning, that's a bad thing, but just the fact that, you know, it was meant to be, and it was meant to be in a good way, it's crazy.
It was, yeah, it was great storytelling. And the cinematic shots were amazing, too. It really felt like you were getting those comic book spreads where you turn the page and 2 pages make one scene, especially in that first match where he's fighting Fire-Lord Surtur, and he sends an army after him, and you start getting angles from like Thor's hammer as it like goes around the room. And you see Thor in the middle.
That scene could have been boring. It could have been just Thor, you know, swinging his hammer around. But they made it so artistic, you know, the different angles, and just it kept you entertained constantly. And it could have been boring too, you know. It's a great part.
Yeah, like I think they did a really good job, just like recreating a fight scene, and like you said, not having it be this bland, boring thing. Because you can, you know, it's like Thor sits in that range with like Superman. You know, they're overpowered. After a while, you get tired of seeing them throw around just minions and regular dudes, because, you know, they can basically, you know, blow on them and they'll fall over. So yeah, it definitely kept it fresh. They mixed a lot of storylines. Thor Ragnarok, Planet Hulk. You know, Hulk was on the planet, you know, with Thor, Gladiator games.
You know, I'm starting to feel like Hulk is getting weaker in the Marvel Cinematic Universe each movie that he's in. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like in
the Hulk books, or
Hulk is like,
okay.
In the comic books, Hulk is just like so powerful, and everyone is scared of him. You know, and then in these movies, you know, I don't know. It seems like Hulk's struggling. You know what I mean?
Possibly. Yeah. But I want, what I want to say to that is, I think it has more to do with Banner.
By the end of Thor Ragnarok, by the end of that movie, you're convinced that like Thor is a million times stronger than Hulk once he gets his Odin power.
Yeah, definitely. Once he gets the Odin Force, yeah, you definitely come to that.
Thor is fucking badass after that.
So, I mean, like I said, I wonder, like, you know, because Banner was the Hulk for 2 whole years. You know, he, like, the last memory Banner had was of Ultron and fighting Ultron. So, like, he's been away for he's been the Hulk for 2 years.
And I know in the comics when Hulk is permanently in his condition for a while, like he starts off, talking a little dumb, but after a while he gets better at it.
He does.
I wish he would be just like that Hulk by now.
Yeah, that's one thing.
I wish there would be a Mr. Fix-It storyline somewhere. That would be really cool.
I don't know about that. But yeah, that's one of the things that kind of got me was the Hulk sounded like he didn't sound Hulkish. He sounded dumb as fuck. He sounded dumb as fuck.
Yeah, Hulk, Grandmaster, and Korg all seemed pretty dumb.
So yeah, a little bit of
their characters, and Jeff Goldblum, I was looking at some of the pictures of his character online. He's supposed to be pretty much blue. I wonder why they want to just stay looking human.
Yeah, that's a weird thing too. And another thing for me is they making the Grandmaster the dude for this planet. Is one of the things that I kind of didn't like. I kind of wish they'd gone with someone that wasn't the Grandmaster, maybe the guy from the actual storyline. That way, when you get rid of him, which, I don't know if the Grandmaster is dead or not. They kind of left that a little open in the post-credit scenes.
Yeah, I think they're just going to assume he's going to be somebody's lunch in that junkyard,
But, I mean, if he doesn't live, then he doesn't get to do the Contest of Champions, which is the first time I ever saw the Grandmaster in a Marvel comic. The Contest of Champions, where he takes.
Now, the Contest of Champions, is that where you have the Supreme Hulk, where he's advanced in his thinking and stuff, where he's at his alternate, or he's at his final form?
Final form? No, that's later on.
Okay, so you're thinking of something older.
Yeah, I'm thinking of something older. Contest of Champions was I think it was the Collector and why did I blank on his name? The character Jeff Goldblum plays.
Yeah, Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster. So the Collector and the Grandmaster get together, and they abduct the Marvel heroes, basically, to have fights. Like they'll pin Captain America versus the Black Panther, and they'll pin the Hulk versus Iron Man and shit like that. So they kind of missed out on that, because that could have been definitely interesting. I know like Soop, we just saw that in Civil War, but it's different, fam. It's different. So so they definitely, so maybe the Grandmaster's still alive, and once we get introduced new heroes, right? Because once new heroes are introduced, you kind of want to see those heroes fight, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, heroes that we didn't have before, you're going to want to see, Captain Marvel go up against, Iron Man, So hopefully the Grandmaster sticks around. They'll do a Contest of Champions. Another thing is they kind of mixed the Planet Hulk storyline with the Thor Ragnarok storyline in all of this. Which Planet Hulk was a great storyline, where they kind of send off the Hulk into space, and he fucks it up.
Yeah, the Hulk was an alright part of the movie. He was the part of the commercials that made you want to watch the movie. You got pumped, but he didn't actually end up being my favorite part of the movie at all.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, definitely. And I didn't think he took up that much screen time either. I think he took an appropriate amount of screen time. Almost like Tony Stark in Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yep.
Yeah. So the Planet Hulk storyline, in the comics, he is a gladiator. He fights his way out. He starts a revolution. He frees those people. He meets a girl. He meets an alien girl. Ooh. And then
a Valkyrie.
And then, well, yeah, Valkyrie in the movie, but not in the comics. In the comics.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the movie here.
Yeah, no. In the comics, it's a space chick that's hey, spoiler alert, that's able to have the Hulk's baby. Imagine taking that. Hulk smashed. So it's just something that I don't know if they will do. You know. Bruce Banner was the Hulk for 2 years on this alien planet. There could be the possibility that Hulk got a little busy on the planet during those 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised, especially since when they're stealing that ship, they mention that it's for the Grandmaster's orgies. You're telling me the Grandmaster didn't throw the Hulk a couple space chicks?
Oh yeah, well there was chicks in the room when he was in the hot tub and all that stuff. But yeah, that makes perfect sense, honestly. And Marvel's working with Disney now, and Disney's the kind of company that thinks ahead about shit, you know. So.
And even though I know Disney and Marvel don't own the rights to the Hulk, Universal does, they can still do a Scar, Son of Hulk storyline, because I don't think Universal owns the rights to that character. I think Marvel still does.
Can still do a Mr. Fix-It, yes.
Yes, and Saturn is holding out for a Mr. Fix-It.
Listen, if they present it the right way, they can. If they ever redid Howard the Duck, I believe Mr. Fix-It could fall under a Howard the Duck investigation. I feel like that's
definitely
the right movie
can.
to put it in.
Yeah, that's. I think that's what you would need to do, Mr. Fix-It. I don't know though. That's. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think Marvel is quite up for doubling up on characters yet. Otherwise,
it's just Howard the Duck's my favorite character. I'm pretty fucking pumped about that, and
yeah, it's just Mr. Fix-It is too much like the Hulk. Even if they do a second Hulk, it won't be Mr. Fix-It. It's most likely going to be either She-Hulk, right, or
This would be a good time to do a She-Hulk,
right?
That'd be fucking awesome. We have the right graphics for everything,
Or General Thunderbolt Ross is going to be the Red Hulk. That's...
Yeah, he's just, the Generals is one of those, topics for Hulk that I think is played out a little bit. When you looked on the Grandmaster's tower, okay, you saw some characters there. Obviously, if people saw that when the trailer came out, that you saw Man-Thing, you saw...
Beta Ray.
Beta Ray Bill, yeah. And then there's that one character who has a head stacked on top of his normal head. He has this orange alien character. I always forget his name. I have a comic book of him fighting Hulk in the 90s, and I just think it's time to see some different Hulk characters. They're killing Hulk by oversaturating him with boring shit.
They kind of are, but
he just gets angry, and then if you go back to the 90s Hulk when he's the smart Hulk and he has these big alien guns that he shoots, and it's just if the graphics pull it off, I feel like that shit was awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I'm surprised I didn't see Thor with a fucking badass space alien cannon in this one. So
yeah, they need to do with Hulk what they did with Spider-Man and just screw the origin story. People get it. He's Bruce Banner. He's the Hulk. Do a Bill Bixby and just send him on the open road. I thought that was a really cool part of the old show.
Yeah,
it just advances the story. People get it. They know.
It's gonna be a while. I mean, until Disney decides to buy either Universal Studios or buy the Hulk back at the right price, I don't think we'll be seeing any of that. But it was great with the Valkyries, with Hela. The ending was great. The post credits, it was a solid movie. Like I said, I went into it thinking
Hela was pretty cool, and the fight scenes were definitely they're good.
Fight scenes were on point. They were amazing, dude. It was choreographed very, very good.
And the entire Thor Ragnarok movie had the style of the CGI and graphics, I would say, is exactly like Guardians of the Galaxy. It had that style. I don't know how to explain it. But
yeah, that 80s techno color feel.
Neon. Yeah.
So it was very.
It was there.
It was there. Very awesome. Very awesome.
I'm very happy to live in a hipster retro era where people appreciate the old times.
Yeah.
So another thing I want to point out, spoiler alert, Asgard gets destroyed at the end of this movie. So there's So I remember we were talking about this because we did dinner after the movie. It was wonderful. We did dinner in the show. There's a storyline in the Marvel comics where Asgard is actually a place floating above Earth. And the President of the United States is a little worried, to have these Asgardians in I do believe they were like hovering above, I think it might have been like Dakota or Colorado or something. But at that in the comic storyline, at that point, Norman Osborn was the head of Hammer, which had previously been Shield. So he was able to convince the president that they had to go to war with Asgard, and it was a whole thing. I don't know if they'll do this, but there's definitely a possibility. Especially with the fact that, Marvel is working with Sony, and they do kind of work with Spider-Man. And I don't know if you guys noticed this. In the Avengers, Spider-Man movie, the Avengers Tower gets sold, which is right in the middle of the city. If you ask me, that's a perfect place for Norman Osborn to set up Oscorp. And that's how you introduce that character. You introduce him as a politician, and then eventually, after Infinity War, Tony Stark and everyone get marked. I would imagine Tony Stark would get marked as a fugitive, right? And because right now, Captain America is a fugitive of the law, and so are a couple other Avengers after Civil War. So if during Infinity War, Tony Stark and those who were for registration work with those who were against registration, I would imagine they would then be enemies of the state, right? Okay. So that sets up a perfect storyline for Norman Osborn taking over S.H.I.E.L.D. and making it Hammer, and then making his own group of Avengers from bad guys that have already been established and not killed off. Hey, Marvel, thanks for not killing off bad guys, because we can use them again. There's definitely a premise there, dude. Like, it could definitely be done. It could be a pretty sick fucking movie.
We like half had this conversation before. You said when Asgard was in the sky, that was before the Skrull invasion.
After the Skrull invasion.
Oh, it was after the Skrull invasion.
Yes.
And then Norman Osborn became the head of like the Thunderbolts.
Yes, which were like the Dark Avengers.
Oh, okay. Well, we got Asgard in the sky. And we got Asgard in the sky, and we got a Captain Marvel movie coming. So, at the end of the movie, when this big ship shows up and hovers over the last of the Asgardian people, at first I was like, I think it's probably Thanos. That's just my first instinct.
Right.
But I thought about it. I'm like, well, we got a Captain Marvel movie coming up. It could be the Skrulls, or B, I'm just like the end credit scene to Thor: The Dark World was the Collector, right? So yeah, why wouldn't the Collector be there for the last of the Asgardian people?
That's also true. Yeah. So we'll see, but yeah, I think your first prediction might have been spot on. It might have been Thanos with the.
Right, that's just the obvious choice
maybe
because
some more Chitauri people.
War is coming, so.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it'd be definitely if they did spread that out. Yeah, the Collector, he got the last of the Asgardian people. Which he's gonna have to get hit eventually, right? Because he's gonna have to lose those Infinity Stones that he does have in order for Thanos to complete the gauntlet.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing, you know, like everyone's like in a battle to get those stones. Like maybe the collector lost them and he thinks like Asgard has it or something.
Yeah. I can't wait till I can't wait for repercussions. I can't wait for Avengers to finally beat Thanos, collect the stones, store the stones, and then a different bad guy, like let's say for example Ultron, finds out about the stones, and then boom, Ultron's back, but he's trying to get his hands on the Infinity Stones. And
yeah, I'm really on the new bad guy train because, you know, after all these Cap movies and then watching S.H.I.E.L.D. for a while, I'm pretty sick of hearing about Hydra, not gonna lie. Iron Man 3 had, what was that company?
Oh, the, AIM.
AIM, okay, there we go.
Yeah, and perfect introduction to MODOK. Come on, give us MODOK.
Yes, dude, MODOK is like one of my favorites, and I'm like, you got AIM now. Can we stop talking about fucking Hydra when you got AIM? And it was so quick in Iron Man 3, and that's it. It's like all you got for that company, and I'm like so pissed. That was my favorite. I could give a fuck about Hydra. I mean, like World War II is so overmarketed and saturated right now. Not interested.
Yeah, so it definitely, and then, you know, not to mention other groups, you know, not just AIM. There are plenty of other groups out there that are just ready to take on the Avengers. So, you know, well, at the end of the day, they have just a well to draw water from. So hopefully they'll start getting to some of this soon. But hey, I wouldn't mind seeing Norman Osborn as the Iron Patriot, which, spoiler alert, is where the Iron Patriot started. Okay, the Iron Patriot was not Rhodey ever. It was Norman Osborn because he took Stark technology, and then Captain America and Stark were both fugitives. So it's like, hey, I'm the best of both.
Have you been on Netflix recently?
Yes. What am I looking for?
What did advertising for The Punisher right now?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be some hot tamales.
Soon.
So here's a rumor that I heard. I'm not sure if it's true. And let's finish our Thor Ragnarok here review with guys at 9 out of 10. Go fucking see it. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Is it worth the 3D? Yes, it is. Some of those shots are really beautifully shot.
Why would you go to the movies unless it's not 3D?
Because
once I discovered 3D, I was like, what have I been doing with my life?
What the fuck have I been doing with my life?
First 3D movie.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go see just a regular movie, wait for it to be out on DVD. You know, I mean, 3D's the way to go when you're gonna go to a theater.
I don't know. Sometimes a $5 matinee movie not in 3D is kind of sweet. That's how I saw Planet of the Apes.
The newest one?
Yeah, which was good. But
yeah, it was really good. I liked it a lot.
I recommend it.
Yeah, they're killing it with that. I remember the tension in the theater. Like the movie was so good. The very first one, you know, that had James Franco. The movie was so good that when Caesar finally spoke and he finally said no,
right?
I felt like the audience, the whole theater gasped. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a good moment. You know, it was like that's a good fucking movie. I felt the tension in the theater. It was crazy.
It was amazing.
I have no complaints out of all those movies.
My only complaint is I don't really remember the second one too well. I have to rewatch it because it wasn't that memorable. Not sure why.
Oh, that's where like Caesar had this. He had his army of apes, and they were trying to live sort of in harmony with people, but they just kept sending people after them, and then eventually, you know,
they were helping them. They allowed them to hook up an electric power plant, bring electricity to humans.
Yeah, it's when Caesar finally realized that there's no peace between humans and apes. He kept trying to maintain peace, and he lost his cool.
But that one ape didn't help matters much, did he?
Koba.
No, yeah, there was that one ape who kind of ruined everything. He set everybody up for failure. Yeah.
So,
I can't remember his name.
Koba.
Koba. Yep.
Koba's a dick.
But
yeah, Koba's a dick, man.
About that rumor I've been hearing, guys.
I throw shit at Koba.
Wow.
All right.
So there's a rumor going around the mill that Disney's going to be getting its own stream service.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Netflix, but you know one of the reasons I watch it is for those Marvel shows.
So do you think they're going to lose the Marvel shows Do you think they're going to be?
Yes, I thought that's what I heard. That Disney's going to be taking their Marvel shows.
Yeah, I had seen nothing's been definite.
Really?
It's all been rumors. All been rumors.
Point, the only show that's good enough from Netflix that is just pure Netflix right now is Stranger Things. Everything else I could live without. I like the Netflix shows. I don't love them except for Stranger Things. So
kind of true, yeah.
The Marvel ones are what keep me going.
I don't know. Mindhunter was pretty good too, actually.
Which one?
Mindhunter.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's like 80s cops and like investigating
serial
like
killer
criminals do
stuff.
things, serial killers, yeah.
Yeah, what makes a
it's
serial
kinda,
killer a
yeah.
serial killer?
It's kind of meh. I saw a couple episodes of it. It was, like I said, meh. So yeah. So I mean, I wonder if they're gonna take the Netflix
Marvel
series, and if they do you think they'll become of better quality because
I
make
think
Disney money
more
as opposed to
songs
Netflix
now.
money?
Well, they'll
Because
come
right
with
now,
more
Netflix
songs
has got-
than they have.
What's that?
It'll come with more songs if Disney takes it.
That is
Wow.
too funny. Wow, yeah, wow is right. I don't know what to say.
Right.
I absolutely forgot what I was going to say.
Ooh.
Just
What the hell was I
around
gonna say?
Asgard's
Oh yeah,
bed.
for now with Netflix, these Marvel shows have got like pretty much no rating. They show blood, swearing, nudity. It's just like they artistically do whatever they want to get their point across. And
Right.
I don't know.
The Kingpin was an
Just
amazing bad guy because they took that liberty.
Just like when Marvel said they were thinking about buying most of, or Disney said they're planning on buying most of Fox. Like Ryan Reynolds was like, I wonder how this will affect Deadpool.
That's also true, which is something that we're gonna dip into after this. But yeah, I mean that's also true. Like it does. Like I wonder how things are gonna change. But I mean Disney has been like, the Thor movie had a couple of adult jokes that I wasn't really expecting.
Yeah, I mean they talked about orgies and shit.
So hopefully Disney gets a little more adult. And
Now I don't know if this is bullshit, but I saw like this article recently of Aliens and Predator getting sold.
to who?
Did you see it?
No.
To Disney. It could have been one of those fake articles. Thank you, Trump News. But
Sounds fake.
I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like a
Sounds fake as
Trump
fuck.
thing.
Honestly, like if Disney did buy Aliens and Predator, I'd be happy only because I'm starting to see that Disney's spending their money on widening their entertainment horizons. Because
Yeah, and then I'd be broke forever because all the figures, all the comics, like you can experience what it's like to run from an alien at Disneyland. If I could just get
right?
the Xenomorph experience only at Disneyland.
I would
Keep this thing attached to your face.
Right? Oh
You can get
man!
impregnated by a xenomorph.
Right? Face huggers.
Only at Disney World.
Only at Disney World. I'd have to move to Florida to fucking get that shit.
When
All
we say
right.
it's the ride of your life, we meant it.
We meant it.
Did you guys like jump to a portal or something?
No, we just we move forward.
I cannot find.
I'll double back. So yeah. So and then like you said, the Fox, Fox being bought out by Disney. That's a big one. But one that up here, one that I don't mind too much because for one, maybe. Are you ready for this? Avengers versus X-Men.
Oh,
Yeah, no, dude, like that's why I lost my shit when I heard that. I'm like, finally,
That's a
we were
great
all thinking about
storyline.
X-Men. I heard a rumor that Disney wasn't thinking of X-Men when they bought it.
Right?
What were they thinking?
So I mean, I want to see that. That would be awesome, especially now with cable being introduced. You have cable being introduced, so you have hopes. You can have Hope Summers, or you can make Jean Grey the Catalyst. It doesn't matter. The point is you have a Phoenix Force for the Avengers and the X-Men to fight over.
Yeah. No, things are going to be good. It's already a good time to be a nerd, and now Marvel will be unstoppable. I mean, cinematically, I just think.
You and I were talking about how a Cap flashback movie would be badass, like the first one.
Yes,
we want to see more Howling Commandos. So
and the original Human Torch and Submariner, all in the same fucking movie.
Now, in Marvel Comics, Wolverine was in World War II with Captain America. So if Marvel did buy that, wouldn't it be awesome to see Wolverine and Cap side by side during World War II with the Human Torch and the fucking hammer?
Logan.
Like,
anything
boom.
with Wolverine will be better with Disney. I mean, better Old Man Logan. Shit, I don't know. It would be fucking awesome.
And I think it'd be an easier way for people to accept the recasting of Hugh Jackman, because it's not 20th Century Fox anymore. It's Disney.
Okay, and I'm starting to think, they need to learn their lesson from Fox. Make the original suits. I don't care if they're colorful and campy. I want to see the X-Men suits.
Right, I want to see Wolverine in some fucking yellow and fucking blue spandex.
Like Deadpool was pretty close, even though his villains don't share the same similarities as the comics.
Right.
Deadpool was close, and that's all that matters. You had almost a spot-on suit. The deleted scene in the Wolverine movie where he was in Japan fighting the Silver Samurai, it showed he had his fucking mask in there, and I'm like, that is the worst talk TV you've ever given there. Like, why would you do that? Why?
Right.
That was a stupid choice.
Very bad. But,
So
like I
said.
said.
Thank you, Bryan Singer, for making a really good first X-Men movie. Fuck you, Bryan Singer, for your choice and how it looks, Damn it.
And then for the rest of the choices you've made after that. Except for X2.
You like X2, or did you like X2?
I loved it. I think that was the last good X-Men movie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You didn't like First Class?
No. Or Days of Future Past? No.
I guess I didn't mind all of them.
Or the whole reboot shit? No.
I didn't love all of them.
But, like I said,
thought,
hopefully Marvel will
X3
take it
had
and...
its moments.
X3 had its moments. The only thing I liked about X3 is I finally got to see Beast. And it was played by Kelsey Grammer, which is great. That was the only thing.
Funny. I think I showed you I bought an action figure of that version of Beast.
Yeah,
recently.
so...
Yeah, I'm so happy.
They did a great job there. That was it. And that was my like for X3. Last Stand. Wasn't that what it was called? Last Stand or some?
X-Men: The Last Stand. Yeah.
Jesus.
It had its moments, that's for sure, but altogether, no.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that'll do it for the Marvel news, guys. Another thing that I just thought of, guys. So I came home to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Unfortunately, a lot of those X-Men characters were taken out of the game because Disney doesn't, they want their money, so they're putting in like the Guardians of the Galaxy now. They're putting in more Doctor Strange characters. Yeah. So if Disney does buy Fox, then maybe the next Marvel vs. Capcom game will have that old school roster of like 50 characters, and we'll be able to fucking play X-Men too, because Disney owns them. Hopefully we'll see. Guys, so I guess that'll do it for the Disney Marvel news. The absolute last bit of video game news here that we're gonna do is Ben Affleck, guys, was...
Yeah, that's kind of depressing.
Right? He did it, so he did an interview for... I'm pulling it up here, so I might die. He did an interview for... I think it was USA Today? Yeah, USA Today. And, they asked him about Batman, and he said it's something he's contemplating. Adding, you don't do it forever, so I want to find a graceful and cool way to segue out of it. He's contemplating. I told you guys, how long have I been telling you guys?
Yeah.
I was like, Ben Affleck was set to direct, star, and write his own Batman movie. Then he did a movie for Warner Brothers, and it went to shit. Okay? And then Warner Brothers was like, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't write the Batman movie. And then Ben Affleck was like, that's cool. Warner Brothers and I made the mutual decision. No. First he was like, Warner Brothers and I made the mutual decision that I'm not going to write Batman. You know, I'm taking on a lot of work, directing and starring. So Warner Brothers. We're gonna find a writer. We're gonna find a writer.
I really wish Ben Affleck would have ran to his good buddy Kevin Smith to help him.
So he's
because the widening gear. Have you ever read Kevin Smith's Batman: The Widening Gear?
Yes, but the problem is not Ben Affleck. The problem is the studio. The studio isn't allowing Ben Affleck to do what we know he can do because of a movie that flopped that he did for them. Ever since that movie flopped, he not only got dropped as the writer, he later on got dropped as the director. So now he's just starring in the Batman movie. Yes,
because he has directed good movies.
He has directed fantastic award-winning. When I saw Argo, I was the first one to say Ben Affleck could write, direct, and star in his own fucking Batman movie. And then I was the first one to say it after seeing Argo. That's all I had to do. I saw Argo and I was like, yo, fuck it. This man can do a Batman movie. And I was like, he's got Kevin Smith in his corner, exactly like you said. But Warner Brothers just is keeping a brother down to the point where he's contemplating even being Batman anymore.
Not to mention, I've never seen a Ben Affleck movie that I hated. I've seen some that I was like, but
Same here.
Even Daredevil, people shit on him for Daredevil, and I don't give a shit, dude.
I don't give a shit.
I don't either. I liked it.
That movie is not as bad as people make it out to be, you know.
I have to rewatch and then tell you my opinion. I remember it being pretty bad, though.
Green Lantern, I mean, I think people just...
Oh, that was garbage.
I think just people take the shitting on to so much heights, you know, they don't realize that things aren't as bad as they're making it out to be.
Yeah, it's true. That CGI suit was shit,
the new Fantastic Four, that was shit. Halle Berry's Catwoman, that was shit. Like, people need to know the difference between shit and alright. Like, Rotten Tomatoes, they're horrible critics because they know when a movie is great. I like Rotten Tomatoes for that. But then when a movie is just alright, they just say it's the worst movie ever, and I'm just like, I don't know, there's a balance in there somewhere that needs to be said. You know, all-right movies are still worth watching.
Yeah, all-right movies are still worth watching. It's true. You know, anything 6 or above, I'll watch. I'll kill my time with a 3 too. I actually recently.
Technically, most of the Avengers series so far, they're all right movies that are worth watching once. You just watch them because you want to see what happens next. You just want to see what happens next, and, you know.
Yeah, kind of true. All right.
Like a TV show.
Yeah, all right movies for me are for the Marvel series are like the first Captain America was all right.
Because they didn't have the Howling Commandos, I can tell you that's why.
Yeah, that's a big reason why. So
like just Cap and Buck, like who cares?
Right?
I don't know.
No, missed a lot of that, but they were young, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they had to be pretty basic. They didn't know this big thing that they were doing was probably going to succeed.
Right? Go so well and culminate together to the point where
like it's already lasted a couple generations and it's still going. Man.
We're getting ready for Phase 4 after the second Avengers movie. That's heavy. After the second Infinity War movie, sorry. So yeah, guys. I mean, I think that pretty much does it. This is where we're gonna end. This is where we're gonna end the show today. We have been watching The Walking Dead. Actually, Dom needs to catch up, so this will give him a week to catch up. And we'll come back next week with our overview of the last 5 episodes. Okay?
I mean, if you wanted to give any like mini talk about it at all, I skimmed through it, so I know pretty much everything that happens. I saw with Ezekiel, he was really challenged in this episode, you know. But we'd be going. We'd have to like start from the first episode,
And we've already been live for like an hour and a half. So, so we'll save it for next episode, guys. That way we got more to talk about. We'll spread the love. No worries. And no worries. But we'll come back next week. We swear. We've been watching The Walking Dead. We're all pretty much cut up. And we'll give you all of our opinions on every episode next week and how the series in general overall is going so far. So like I said, we'll be back next week, guys, with the walking filler. As for this week, this will pretty much end it. You know, we'll end on a bad Batman note. Poor B-Fleck. Guys,
yeah, it's too bad. He's the best Batfleck. You know, he's the best Batman we've had in a while.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking good.
He's the hero we deserve, but just I guess not the one we need. Right?
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, definitely. So, guys, let's do plugs before we get the fuck out of here. Gowsy, where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Dave Jersey, Plattsburgh, New York. You can find me on Twitter at DJJGow and in Ion Indie Magazine.
That's right. Check out those lyrics. They work well. Saturn, where can people find you?
All right, me personally, the best place to follow me is on Instagram, and my name is TheDom, TheDom 1945, TheDom 1945. That's my name. On Facebook, you can follow us at Life on Saturn. You'll see on both my Instagram and our Facebook all the production that my friends and I do. You know, between stop motion, cartoons, comics, music, etc. And we're working on an original show, so just, you know, keep posted for that.
Yeah, there you go.
Very cool.
So go ahead and check
that out, guys. And that stop motion stuff is all right, and I hope people check that out because that's some good stuff. You know,
appreciate it,
robot chickenish. You know, it's really cool. I really like it.
Yeah, if anyone wants to see our new one, literally just type in Spider-Man versus cliches. It'll pop up, and then you'll see all the other ones we did. They're all connected. You know, they're just fan films for now till we can get original stuff.
Life
going.
on Saturn on YouTube as well?
No, on YouTube it's Life on Saturn space LOS.
Okay, there you go. Life
on Saturn. That's all of it.
LOS.
And check them out. Check them out. They're really cool. They're really cool.
All right, guys. Well,
thanks for keeping me on the show.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I, of course, am Soopkichen. That's SOOPKICHEN, and you guys can find me here on Twitch Tuesdays. If Dom decides that he wants to stick around until show comes back, you guys can find us here Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. Central. And then if he doesn't, we'll go back to our regular time of 9 a.m. Central, I think.
I think you should stick around.
I think I like this one. You know, I get done from work and then I jump on, so it's perfect.
So guys, thank you for tuning in. However it is that you tune in, when it's live here on Twitch. You can watch previous episodes on YouTube. Just go ahead and type in Soopkichen. And I'm going to work real hard this month, and hopefully by the end of the month, we'll be up on Podbean, guys.
That'd be cool.
So thank you very much for tuning in. However you're tuning in, appreciate the support, guys. Have a wonderful Reset Tuesday, and we'll catch you next week with the Walking Filler segment.
Peace.
Bye.
Filler. Bye.